where I like to talk about real things and make no promises, except for me to be myself. So lately, y'all been triggered lately. A lot of people been triggered. But before I'm going to go into why people have been triggered, I'm going to go into why I'm triggered and then why you're triggered. Number one, people do not understand. It takes a long time to heal from leaky gut. A long time. And just because you change your diet doesn't change the toxic exposure that we're exposed to every day. Air, water, food, and everything in your environment. The cells, yeah, you caught me live, Shelby. The cells do not function properly when you're super toxic, or this is like, people don't understand. A lot of people, men are on, and I have expressed this before. This is so triggering. A lot of you guys are on TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. You know, people are doing testosterone. Women are on HRTs. The doctors are prescribing these freaking hormone replacement therapies like they are Tic Tacs or chewing gum. I didn't see the email, Stephanie. I was looking for it. So I'll check and look again. First, I'm going to get through this. When you are taking in any xenoestrogens from your water, from plastic bottles, from your makeup, from the soy in food, the soy fed to non-grass fed animals, um, like, you don't understand. Your body is going to have a hard time. I have so many women on HRTs, men too, actually. Your body is not going to uptake these creams and pellets and all this stuff that the doctor's giving you or you get at the store very well, because not only are you keeping your cortisol jacked up super high through lifestyle, you know, from old habits and also the lifestyle that you're living today, but these xenoestrogens that get into your body will get onto the receptors. So receptors are little hands that uptake things into cells. And so this fake estrogen is getting into the cell, thus blocking the efficiency of these stupid, medications that the doctors are handing out, like Tic Tacs, which is a lot of the reasons why you guys have difficulties with your thyroid meds, because so many things out there, so many pharmaceuticals. I need to mute my phone. But okay, so many pharmaceuticals that you are prescribed are being what is it, down regulated, not uptaken by the body very well, because it's being blocked by all these xenoestrogens. And it's so frustrating for me to see women who are going through menopause going through all of these flucked up symptoms like loss of libido, muscle loss, depression, hot flashes, can't sleep at night. Men go through depression. They develop things like gynecomastia, which is breast tissue starts to increase. A loss of muscle, loss of libido. This is a tiny crumb of why your body is not doing what it wants to do. And then we have things like leaky gut that a lot of you guys don't understand how long it takes for leaky gut to heal. It can take 6 months to a year, and that's with strict and self-love behavior, discipline. It takes so long to damage the body, and it's going to take not the same amount of time, but it's going to take you guys a while to heal the broken body. And then we have what's going on in the world today, which I will cover a little bit later by using a lot of different verbiage, if you get my drift. So there's a lot of reasons why it's triggering that people's bodies, they come to me and they expect for like miracles to happen, and I'm like, okay, you're not going to lose weight doing carnivore. You're not. There's 80 more things you have to consider. And you have to work that hard and that consistent to get your toxic exposure down, stop having things dock onto receptor sites that blunt natural hormones like adenosine and like your reproductive hormones or your thyroid hormone to get onto the cells to be uptaken and used. So thyroid hormone, the thyroid test, is pretty crappy. You can test normal, but the doctors can't see if the thyroid hormone is getting into the cells. And I'm telling you, more and more men are having gallbladder issues that are keeping up to the consistency of women. So most people that I do consultations with have gallbladder issues, and they're underlying. They don't notice that they do. They're like, no, I don't think I have one. And I'm like, have you ever just taken fat and like eaten a half a jar of fat? Have you eaten 5 tablespoons of fat in your mouth with a freaking spoon? Because unless you've done that, you don't know if there's something wrong with your gallbladder or not. I do video after video after video explaining almost the same thing in different ways. For example, eat liver. Liver is the most nutrient dense food on the planet, because for you to heal from leaky gut or mast cell activation or SIBO, you might have a B1 deficiency. This is called thiamine, a thiamine deficiency, also a zinc deficiency, because your ribeyes aren't giving you this. They give you B1, but they're not going to give you enough zinc. Your ribeyes are not giving you, especially, and the vitamin C, right? This is to help with the histamine. Your ribeyes and your ground beef on carnivore. From Poland. Nice to see you, or not see you. See that you're there. You're not gonna do a carnivore diet and just heal. I am so tired of the noise out there. I have a lot of time to think because I'm by myself, and I moved to Tennessee recently to get out of California. That is the Titanic. You guys, a lot of people are becoming triggered because I'm calling out the BS. And I'm like, it's most of you are super cool. A lot of people do not understand. They must be people who took cookie boxes. I don't know if you guys get my drift, my code wording. But a lot of you guys don't understand that I know a lot more about what's going on in the background with these people who are gurus than they are telling you. We're in this world mess because we turn on our televisions and just believe what people say. That's why we're in this mess. Not me. I've always been an outlier. I don't believe people anymore. I want it proven to me. I like skepticism. I like it. It creates a conversation. It creates a debate, right? Today, we don't have different sides of a conversation. For example, I have a friend. He's from Scotland. We were talking about what's going on in the world climate today and in Scotland. He's scared. He's petrified. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't move. There are these white streaks in the skies, if you get what I'm saying. The sea trails. I'm sick all the time. And then somehow we got onto that to who's the leader of his country, and it's a person of color. And he was saying, like, I'm so pissed because, like, as a white dude, it's so unfair and la 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 la. And I gave him my opinion on the subject, which I'll go into a little bit later because I'm going to get back to these B complex. And he got triggered. And I said, Boo, why are you getting triggered? And he's like, he's like, you know what? I get it. Everything should be up for a conversation. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with what I say or what anyone says. Listen to it. Use your cognitive reasoning and weigh everything out, then make your decision. But if you're only hearing that if you're doing a carnivore diet, it's so amazing because my uncle's sisters, daughters, wives, nephews, third cousin was doing amazing on carnivore, then like people become so triggered when I'm saying it can be really, really, really over time damaging to the body. I am so uncontroversial, but I become hyper controversial because none of these carnivore people or none of these keto people are truly calling out the absolute nonsense of how we learn today. Maybe they think that just because you're doing carnivore, it's better than the standard American diet, but that may not be the case for somebody who's got chronic hypoglycemia. And then they drop their carbs and they do a carnivore diet and they just are ending up in the hospital. So a guru doesn't know if a person's ending up in the hospital because it may not fit the narrative of what they might push. I think that the carnivore diet is a great protocol to deal with histamine, really great inflammation, any type of inflammatory reaction that you might have to pretty much anything. I think that fasting can be used for the short-term strategy to deal with toxic exposure. But then after that, we have to pause for a second and take a look at why are we doing something. Today I had a consultation and I was talking to a woman where she was overweight, 60 years of age, 5'7", 195 pounds. Okay. High blood sugar. And I get so many people with this, and I said, okay, you got to stop drinking the coffee. You got to stop. I know you're going to say that, but she said she drinks coffee and what else? Oh, diet soda all day long. Then we talked about the climate of the world today as well, and it's like you have to literally go down that rabbit hole. Stop everything. Just stop. And take the time to do your own research. You should believe no one, not me, not anyone. You should do your own work, your own investigations, your own searching, and then learn how to make that decision ultimately on your own when you are more informed rather than ill-informed. For example, if I mention a thiamine deficiency, go look it up. Do you get enough of the B complex in your diet? Based on my experience, which you can only take my word, at that value, just like that. That I've worked with people who have gotten more thiamine, B1 into their diet, as well as zinc, and have been improving their extreme mast cell activation. Unfortunately, the best organ meat to eat to combat the mast cell, the leaky gut, is liver. I'm going to break down liver for a minute for you guys so you guys can see what I mean, right? So you've got, first of all, we got thiamine, which converts food into energy, and it's helping, this is real general terms, right? Helps in supporting the immune system. Okay. Riboflavin is B2. helps convert food into energy as well, and is important for your skin, your eyes, your health. Okay. We have niacin, which is B3, helps convert food into energy, maintain health and nerves. Okay, well, let's keep going. We've got B5, which helps convert again food into energy and helps to balance your hormones like cholesterol. Then we have biotin, which is B7, which helps the body break down and use the nutrients that are important for skin and hair and nails. Okay, folate, which is B9, which a lot of women who are pregnant are B9 deficient, which is important for the DNA synthesis and cell growth, right, inside your womb. And then we've got cobalamin, which is people who have the MTHFR mutation have a hard time with methylcobalamin, which is methylfolate, which is B12 rather. And this helps with the formation of red blood cells. Okay, so beef liver has that entire complex. It also has K1, it has K2, it has zinc, and it has copper, and it has selenium for the thyroid. Okay, here's the problem. Some of you guys with a thiamine deficiency, you do not do well with liver because your histamine, I mean, God or the higher whatevers or Mama Earth was not planning on us being toxified, chemically toxified, and living under false light with not following any circadian rhythm, watching television and cell phones and all of this radiation exposure, whatever. So we damage our cells and then we overload them and then we damage our gut, then we damage our biliary duct system of organs. And so when we try to do some of these hunter-gatherer practices, they don't work. So like eating liver would be a great solution, but some of you have histamine so bad that even eating the meat, if it's not fresh slaughtered and it's starting to collect bacteria, will have a counterintuitive response rather than helping you, because it has all of those things. It has the B1 in it. It's got the full B complex. It's got the zinc for healing the gut wall. So sometimes people have to synthesize synthetic B1, which in some people they've noticed, some people have histamine, mast cell activation, so bad that the fasting isn't working and the carnivore diet isn't working. They're still feeling terrible. They feel a little bit better, but they don't get fixed. I'll explain the histamine, Tony, in a second. And so you might have to go out there and look for thiamine in the synthetic supplemented form, which is only meant to, you only take it for the short term, and then you go off. And once you can start tolerating liver again, go back to the liver, because that's going to give you all of those things that you need to help seal up that gut wall that's become opened and creating an inflammatory response. You guys can go out there and look up that yourself. You don't have to go and spend so much money on some of these people and all that. The naturopathic doctor industry is a freaking joke now. They just load you up with supplements. Okay? Supplements have their place for the very, 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 and I mean very short term. Then get off, because you're dealing with synthetic things that some of it crystallizes in your small intestine. Sometimes when it involves, sometimes they're toxic. Sometimes when it involves your hormones, then your body's natural ability to balance your hormones doesn't work very well, like thyroid hormones, melatonin, any of the TRT, HRTs, reproductive hormones. Your body doesn't know what to do anymore. And so these are things you would only use the modernization of man, use it, and then stop using it. Because when you become dependent on these synthetic vitamins and hormones, it's very hard to go off, including proton pump inhibitors, anything. People are taking fluconazole for their candida. They're taking K2 and vitamin D supplements like their Tic Tacs, which are damaging to the liver and kidneys. You see? Short-term solutions. You don't take this stuff forever. The only thing that I recommend taking is magnesium, because our soil is so depleted that if you do not get magnesium in your diet daily or in your body, then you risk heart damage from doing a keto or carnivore diet. So I get triggered when other gurus are not telling you the the potential problems that can arise when you as an individual do not know your individual health. People are running to ancestral supplements, taking all these organ meats, and they don't feel better because this stuff is just collecting bacteria, because this company told you to take 6 capsules a day. The idea of ancestral supplements, it's great. It's got a lot of great products, but they don't explain to you, okay? They don't mansplain to you. Look, you don't need 6 capsules a day. We're just trying to make money so you can do a monthly subscription. If we have you do 6 a day, that's how you make money, okay? You don't need that. Or you could have a histamine reaction to this, so be careful, or put this shite in the freezer or in the refrigerator, because so it stops collecting bacteria. Why would they do that? They wouldn't make money if they created all those disclaimers. It's like fast food companies listing all the garbage in the fast food, and then nobody's going to buy it anymore. You know, I think that people and companies, you can go with regular companies from way back in the day, might have had good intentions, but once money, power, and fame become a part of that person's, the fabric of who they are, a lot of the individual, you guys out there watching, you don't know those people, so no harm, no foul. Everybody's out to make money. So the few people who become triggered on my videos because they're like, I don't like that you're turning into a call out thing. Most of my videos, most of them are educating you. And in a very soft way. Sometimes I'll like, I was showing thumbnails of videos. I don't know who I'm going to come across. Just let's see what we can pull up. So we can say, like the video I did where I was commenting, the guy said he lost 100 pounds in 30 days. That is damaging to your endocrine system. Period. The thumbnail, just that. Just seeing a thumbnail like that, because I have a real stories, real people with real stories podcast where I've interviewed people who took this crappy ass advice and they damaged their body. So forget me. Take the real people out there, and people still do not understand that if there's nobody out there regulating and telling you the truth, y'all gonna keep going out there doing these diets, desperate with cancer, with autoimmune disorders. It's beyond weight loss, although that's the main issue. People are gonna go out there with severe health issues and become more damaged because all these nut cracks are saying jump in a bath of ice water and you're gonna just up your metabolism and bring nitric oxide to your cells and have all this amazing anti what is it when you're what is it anti-aging benefits. And then I'm left with the people, because I'm sitting there doing consultation after consultation, year after year after year after year, watching the contrary, how people are damaged, how people get sick, how they never get healed. Yeah? Person after person after person after person. In the beginning, nobody mentioned that they were intermittent fasting. I had to ask. And then I was like, okay, well, why did you do it? Well, I was trying to lose weight. Okay, but I'm looking at the numbers here. The numbers said that you were this, that you literally have gone up in weight. I know, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I've either plateaued or now my weight is rebounding. So that is the reason why I call things out. That's the reason why I get triggered about, I want to live in a world where people, we're never going to just be happy. That's not the way life is. But we should have moments of a satisfaction of who we are, what we look like, And Natalie says I'm consistent with my messages. Thank you, Natalie. Um, I want people to move. Think about who I am. You know, someone's like, "Oh my God, you're so arrogant." Arrogant, prideful. If I was arrogant, let me tell you right now, I would stick my big ass, okay? I would stick my 55-year-old big motherfucking ass up in the camera, okay? That juicy booty, all right? I would stick that juicy booty, all right, up in a little G-string bikini and tell you to follow my weight loss program at 55. I don't even do that ever. I have affiliate programs. The affiliate company that I work with, which is called Let's Get Checked, it's like they switched out my code, whatever, from Stephanie 30 to Stephanie Keto, and like I missed the email or something, and then people are like, "Oh my God, the code's not working," and I didn't. Oh my God, I'm missing that money. Better hurry up and go. I better hurry up and go get my money. Change that code right away. That would be arrogant because I would just get that money. You know how easy it would be for me to make money? Like a shite ton of money. It's so friggin' easy. I want to live in a world where people feel content with who they are. And that's not a bunch of triggered people. Upset at every damn little thing. The only thing I want you to be triggered on is the absolute noise out there. So you to really hone in and find your path and your way to live in this life. Because the way the world is today, I do not understand why nobody else is talking about this stuff. I think Sean has been talking about it a little bit. The ridiculousness of the clown freaking planet that we're living on right now. But in the next years, y'all got to find strength and self-value and confidence to overcome some of these health issues and addictions, food addictions, because WAR is coming. Y'all need to wake up. 3 years ago, I literally was like, wait, something's gonna go down. And I am not going to acquiesce to this garbage. Now I'm learning everything about the chemicals that last forever in our bodies. And I mean, I wanted to throw up. I was on this woman's website. They're in freaking everything. Everything. Exactly, Lisa. Melinda's like, yeah, people need to wake the frack up. We are grown ass people. We have these triggered people in my comment section days later, like, I can't believe you did this. You are going to be on that Titanic, not believing that the ship ain't sinking. It's sinking. The only way that we can deal with the future is if we are healthy and we're strong. That's how we deal with the future. We need to be strong here, we need to be strong here, and we physically need to be strong. So this is what I'm about. This is what my channel is about. To sit in a room of people who feel that way too, that would be just a gift. A gift. Why am I the only one always ringing the bell? People wake up. Hello? Hello? I'm constantly trying to ring the bell. Every video. And then we got some Karens up in here upset because I was showing thumbnails. I could cut these people down to particles of nothing if I really were to go and tell you what I really think. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying be careful. All the advice you get from anyone. It's not that people are innately bad. But sometimes when you get in front of the camera like me, you forget how many people watch you. And you forget how influential you are to break somebody's health or make somebody's health. I'm not trying to hurt nobody with my big mouth. I am not trying to hurt any individual with all of my research. Hopefully, something I say can help you, like listing the B complex, listing how liver is life, organ meats are life, but now you got to source where you get them. You got to source if they're wet aged or dry aged. If you're having issues with histamine, having issues with Lyme's disease or lupus or any of these weird freaking hiccup things that have come about with the modern humans. You know, when I went to Africa, there people are having malaria, but a lot of people never had malaria. Oh, and I didn't understand when I was in my 20s that if malaria is so bad, why is it that people are walking around not taking all the things for malaria and the medications for malaria? Like, why do I have to take it, right? And it comes down to your immune system. You could go down to Africa without doing one single injection or pill or anything and be just fine if you don't drink the water. Oh, if you don't drink the water. Oh, thank you, Ian. No, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I live alone in a small town in Tennessee, taking care of animals that are rescues. That's it. And try to be Miss Popular. If I wanted to be very easy. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I was working as a photographer. And I went to a fashion show. Okay, it's like, long story short, I was working as a photographer for Wilhelmina and what other agency? A couple of really big agencies, but one of them was Wilhelmina. And Wilhelmina had me do a photo shoot because I used to work. You guys in my old LA apartments, you see my photography pictures were on the wall. And I went to Wilhelmina and asked to do test shoots of their models. That's how you start working, right? You go in and say, well, let me photograph some of your top models for free. And then they see your work. And then if it's good, then the models will pay for their test shoots, for their shoots, for the cards, the comp cards and stuff like that. And so I did that, and I shot this model who was the shite. She was transitioning from modeling to acting, and her name was Cassandra. Cassandra. And I'll never forget this woman. She, I did everything. I did their hair, I did their makeup, and then I worked as a photographer. And she's like, darling, she was from England, darling, where's the makeup artist? I said, I'm your makeup artist. And she goes, oh, no. No, I didn't come all this way to Santa Monica Beach for no makeup artist. And I said, well, I'm what you got, so let's go. I did her makeup, actually did her hair, and I shot her. And she was like, use these pictures for everything. I was everything. So instantly started working for Wilhelmina as a photographer. She invited me to some huge Hollywood party. And at that Hollywood party, I met a designer. He designed purses, which, where is one of those purses? Hmm. I think one of those purses that I got was left at one of the places in Texas by that ratchet couple that I will expose soon. I digress. So I need to do some stuff story time. I got stories for days. Stories that while I was online doing videos, I wouldn't even tell anybody because you're so embarrassed. That's how I know that gurus don't tell you all the whole truth, because I haven't done that. Like some of the stuff that you could like admit to people is so embarrassing. Why would you do that? That's why everybody looks so perfect online. But anyway, this woman, she invites me out, and I meet this designer, and then he takes me to a fashion show. And I was literally just coming from living in Europe, and my clothing was not what it is today, which is like some cargo pants and a baseball cap. I was so funky, freaking cool. I had this big faux fur, like, long coat, and it was gray, and it was this puffy white thing that went like this. And I don't remember what I was wearing underneath, but anyway, I wore this crazy outfit. I was driving a 1995 Honda Civic and had probably about $2 in my bank account, and I'm around every famous person. And a designer walks up to me. He's like, "I love what you're wearing. What do you do?" And I'm like, "I'm a photographer." He goes, "Great. I need a photographer for my collection." And I'm like, I'm not, I'm not ready for this world. I'm not. I can't. Like, I just felt like I shot once for this designer, and I go to the place where he has the collection, and I'm to shoot it, and I shoot the collection, and I drive up in my 95 Honda Civic, and all these expensive cars out there, Bugattis. I go, and I was like, I felt so uncomfortable. And the woman, Cassandra, who invited me to the event, she goes, "Never, and I mean never, invite any of your friends to my events." And I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because I don't associate with people like that. It's you and only you." And I felt, I'm not ready for this world. I've got no money in my account, and I'm driving an old crappy car. I'm a talented photographer, but I don't feel right with you people. So I left. I left that whole world behind. Just left it. I didn't pursue it anymore at all. And from there, I got into personal training. And that felt a lot better. I couldn't deal with that Hollywood world. So what I'm trying to say, yeah, don't forget to like up the stream, guys. So what I'm trying to say is, with the dietary world, I see the same garbage, the same popularity, and I can't do it either. Why do you think I've been online all these years preaching to be careful? It, I just, I remember in the beginning when this woman, she interviewed me. She was like a keto person who came out of nowhere. She wanted to interview me for, I was like, I mean, I can be a real pain in the ass. She interviewed me for her channel, and she had people reach out to me, and it was like different women like scheduling this interview. And I was like, when I actually was talking to this woman named Leanne at the time, I was like, "Oh, I thought your name was like, I don't know, Heather." She's like, "Oh no, that's one of my assistants." I was like, "Wait, skirt? What do you mean? How many assistants do you have?" And she said 12. Y'all don't even know who she is anymore. Leanne, I think her name is Leanne Volger. Gone. Gone is the woman. So this is why I'm doing this video, to kind of, I'm going to go like in and out of some of my recommendations, like going down and breaking down thiamine deficiency, as I'm trying to explain to you. She just recently reactivated last year. Who knows? I don't know. But the point is that I remember when she interviewed me, she didn't know some question. I don't know. She asked me some question, and I knew she was asking me a question that she didn't know herself. It was something I can't remember. I'm just gonna guess. I think it was something like, if coconut oil or animal fat put you into ketosis, and and animal fat's the one that puts you in ketosis, not coconut oil. It just presents ketones in the bloodstream. And I said, well, what about, I can't, actually, I don't remember, but I think that was it. And I said, actually, Leanne, why don't you explain to me how that works? And she couldn't. And I was annoyed because she had a book out. I remember I looked at the book, and the book was like, girl, learn more first. Don't give advice when you don't know. That might seem mean at the time, and it might seem mean for me to think that way. But the amount of consultations I get where people have paid money and have been injured off of bad advice is, I can't even count the people anymore. But y'all ain't there in the consultations with me hearing how people get jacked up. Yeah, y'all ain't with me. So when I come across as frustrated, it's from really talking to real people and being frustrated with the problems, like the one woman who was coached by uh, Dr. Fung's fasting. He's got a thing like MeatRx, where they coach you, and the woman developed gout, and she told them, and they dropped her. They're like, oh, you're not our problem, he's not your direct doctor. And it's like, if you don't hear these stories, you think the guy is a friggin', like a god, like he's like Nefertiti or something, like he's King Tut or something. Like, nobody knows the in-between stuff. So you guys are getting triggered. I'm triggered that people are getting injured. I don't care if anybody says anything about me clearly, because I won't change. You can come to my channel and suggest for me to change and maybe find something that I can learn, or you can tell me just to change who I am, and that's never going to happen, because I'm 55 and I'm old enough to not be pressured by people to do anything that I don't want to. So I don't understand why those people follow me, because they're like, you have good advice, but you're arrogant or something. And I'm like, no, I'm just a strong ass woman from a mother who was very strong when I was growing up. If you take the way I talk, my mother's like 100 million times worse. 100 million times worse. So this is the reason why I do these videos. When you run into people and you help them, or they've overcome their cancer, or they've overcome a health issue on your advice, you haven't even coached them, it's so like, yes, it's so rewarding. So let's get more into this whole B stuff from liver. Okay. Whew. Let's see. So the role that histamine the zinc. So we got zinc. So zinc, that's in liver. So you got the B complex, B1, B3, B5, B6, B9, and B12. Then we have zinc and copper. Zinc and copper is very important, not only for the thyroid, but to metabolize histamine. That means gobble it up so your body can get rid of it. When histamine stays in your bloodstream for too long, it can begin to tear down cells. And when cells get broken down, disease worsens. So we need foods that are high in minerals and vitamins because they're like tools to fix a car. That's all that vitamins and minerals are tools to fix the car. So when you guys are into the fasting, you're not getting enough minerals for the gut, minerals for your electrolytes. And we're not dealing with the guts from a hunter-gatherer. We're dealing with modern humans whose guts are destroyed. Most of you. Destroyed. Like nuclear bomb went off in your small and often the large intestine. But you don't even know it. Look at people. You can see oxidative stress and aging and just the breakdown of the human body on anyone. Me, but a lot of other gurus. I've learned how to slow that shit down because I'm a strict biatch. Y'all know I'm strict. Girl, don't play. I'm a strong ass woman. And that is what has prevented me from being 55 of having more oxidative damage because I won't eat crap. I won't do this. I won't fast. I won't jump into cold bath. I will not push my body if I'm at the gym and I know I've stayed up too late trying to fix this land and the next day going up and doing pull-ups because people start saying, you're like with the bodybuilder community, you've got to train really, really hard to get hypertrophy, and then nobody's talking about how it blows out your adrenals and then your thyroid. So, what's the best carnivore source of copper? So that would be liver and shellfish. So yeah, I'm not talking about dark chocolate. Somebody's like carnivore and dark chocolate. Yeah. So the thing is that with people who are telling me to stop being distracted in my live streams. This is a live stream. I'm very distracted in my non-interactive live streams. I'm not. Most of my videos are pre-recorded. The thing that helps me learn, and I want people on the replay to understand this, the thing that helps me learn is talking to people. I like answering questions. I like being distracted to connect with the human being behind the technology so I can have some type of interaction with people and to also learn something, right? In this very plastic world we live in. Because like we're fourth, fifth removed. I'm not actually in a room with people. There's nothing more gratifying to me than being in a room with people and impacting their life. There was a time where I was traveling around the world doing live seminars. It was so amazing to sit with a group of people and hear their stories or share my stories or share my knowledge. So this is the reason why I become distracted in live streams, is to stop and answer a live person in a chat. This is not my pre-recorded videos. And people are like, oh my God, I love when you don't answer questions. I'm like, there's nobody in the live. That's why I can focus on just the subject. So, a lot of you do not realize a couple of things. Number one, the absolute B1 deficient and the thiamine deficiency. And this is the reason why carnivore, thank you, Kimba. This is why a lot of you who do carnivore, you feel better and you never feel best. Anybody out there feel good on carnivore but never reach their physical goal? You may not be eating foods high enough in vitamin C, thiamine, and you may not be getting enough vitamin D. If you can't get these things, the gut can't heal. Living like the off-grid thing becomes so appealing to me now because of the more and more that you get into this concept of grounding and sticking your feet in the dirt and putting a copper wire through your window into your bed, following a circadian rhythm. So I got a horse 3 years ago, right when all this garbage went down. And I call it garbage because it's noise. All this our last 3 years is absolute noise. It's absolute distraction and garbage. And I got this horse, and it was the best thing I ever did. Because when I got a horse, I was like, wait, wait, so not cool. I'm like from LA and I have a horse. Oh my God, so not fabulous. And I get this horse because I knew that this horse is going to force me to get my black ass outside. Like, really connect more with nature. And that's why I got a horse. And besides that, I mean, they're just amazing, majestic creatures. But because of getting a horse, I am getting more now into what would it be like? I'm going to try to exist without power from my power pole. So that means I won't have solar panels. I won't have geothermal cooling and heating or any other type of, hack that where we didn't have to be so dependent on like the city's power, or to even maybe just go off grid for like a couple of days, just like no power at all. Use candlelight. Liver for vitamin C, yes, Leanne. These things are going to really help reset my circadian rhythm, because when I went to Africa, one of the trips I went there for a couple months, and there was nothing. It was like living in the Stone Ages, and it really reset my circadian rhythm. So I want to go back to those realities. I want to go through the struggle. I want to go through the struggle. I want to feel what it's like to be a real human. I'm so fascinated because if, let's say, thank you, Peter. If, for example, the power grid goes down, what you all gonna do? What you gonna do if the power grid goes down? I said this to my neighbor. He thought I was lying. I had to show him all this stuff that is very easy to take out our power grid. So if our power grid is taken down, it would take 10 years before we could have a network of power again. Do you know why? Does anybody know why it would take 10 years? Can anybody answer that? Awesome, Lisa. Can anybody answer why it would take 10 years? Okay, I'll say it. Because we don't make the parts anymore. For the turbines. We don't. We have to go to CHINA for everything. We don't produce anything here anymore. To build back up our grid, we would have to literally start from zero. All of our labor is cheap somewhere else. That is the reason why we started going to CHINA. Rhymes with Rhina. This is the reason why we're screwed. We don't make anything here anymore. So when the lights go out, what you gonna do, my people? What you gonna do? My life won't change nothing. I got food everywhere. I got food, I got shelter, and I own my own land. And I'm in the county limits. So, arrogance, confidence, knowledge, it's just words. I'm I went through absolute hell to get where I am now. My life is not easy. I do everything myself. Everything. I don't have a husband or kids. Can you go do this for me? It's just me. I don't got families to help me do nothing. It's just me. So, to juggle it all and stay true to who you are and don't lose a part of yourself, because I just want to make money. Money. You don't need a lot of money to be happy. I don't care how rich some of these people are. They are not rich like Bob Marley said. They're not rich in life. They're not healthy. So when I'm saying you need zinc, copper, or you need B1, you don't have to believe me. In fact, you shouldn't. You should take that information and go search for that shite yourself. And then you should go and try, do some experimentation. And if I'm right, awesome. And if I'm wrong, tell me, and then I'll learn some more about it. Mm, mm, mm. So, I'm going to go through some of your guys' questions. I think I've gone through my triggered Q&A part. Now's the time, anyone who can't stand that I do this, this is the time that you don't want to listen, because I'm going to answer people's questions. I learn and y'all learn. Okay, so Lisa went on carnivore to relieve severe autoimmune and rheumatoid arthritis and interstitial satitis. Sorry, not fused about. I'm not fussed about weight loss at all. 1 month in the same weight, but but feeling great. Okay, but feeling great. Okay. So this is a really great thing that a lot of you guys who've got rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, doing a carnivore or high-fat carnivore diet or a keto diet is amazing to up your fat. A lot of you guys still do not understand the macronutrient breakdown of high fat. People still think that eating 15 grams of fat in a meal in the cooking process is not high fat. You have to put plop, plop, plop at least 3 full tablespoons, which is 15 grams each, of fat on the plate at the least to create 45 grams of fat on the plate. And I'm not talking about no damn olive oil. To make enough substrate to make ketones and the conversion in your liver. That's the least. Like, I love to put like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tablespoons on my plate because I love fat. It's divine. And so once you're able to, and you have to think about getting some of these forever chemicals out of your lifestyle, your diet, your life, things, everything's got the damn stuff in it. Stupid, what's the rubber, is it Rubbermaid? Is that the company? That, everything has chemicals. So, you want to know why your body won't cooperate, and a lot of these chemicals are hormone mimickers. So even if you go on to a carnivore diet, you get like that good, but you don't become all the way good. And that's where I come in, right? And that's where like a detox or really trying to get out of the emotional stress and the poor sleep and follow circadian rhythm is then going to help your body deal with the chemical exposure that's blocking your body's ability to heal faster. So, for example, rheumatoid arthritis, keto is so great for that. And you don't even have to be strict carnivore, my people. They're like, oh, somebody did the carnivore, it's the best thing ever. No, no, no. You could ride the line. Have a little bit of plants. A little bit. Right? So you can keep that diamine oxidase production going, that DAO. Because you go full carnivore, you lose it. But any guru's telling you that? Why is Paul Saladino eating all that fruit? Why did Frank Tufano get off carnivore? People, there are signs on the wall. Okay? Read the signs. This shit should not be done for the long term, my people. Melinda says, you are so important. What's going on in the world today? Jesus, people, wake up, people. It's just a first-rate intelligence's ability to hold two opposed ideas on the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. Right, Scott? That was great. Oh, no, that's not Scott. Scott Fitzgerald. Thank you, Glenn. Sorry. I think we're losing our ability to see two sides of the coin. You know, it's like I've given up my black card and I've decided to put in my human card. I think cultural differences should be celebrated, But after that, like, I'm just putting up the human card now. Rat Queen says, I think people aren't used to a strong personality passion anymore. They misunderstand it as rude and arrogant because everyone is so sedated. Oh my God. Quote of the friggin' century. Rat Queen, what? I think people aren't used to a strong personality slash passion anymore. They misunderstand. They misunderstand it as rude or arrogant because everyone is so sedated now. Facts. You guys want to do these diets? I want to talk about more things than diet, because it's more things than diet that's going to help you live your life and get healthy. The mind-body connection is not freaking gobbledygook. This is a real thing, my people. Today's consultation was with a woman who is riding the line of type 2 diabetes, and she said her kids are grown, out of the house. She's 60. Her husband eats ice cream and junk, and she's taking care of her aunt who's in her 70s, and they all eat junk. And she's like, I have a food addiction. I have a sugar addiction. And I'm like, well, talk to these people and tell them that you need help to get rid of that. Y'all need to be healthy anyway. She's like, I can't. Do you know how many parents? I can't. My child's so used to eating this food, I don't want to torture them. I'm like, oh my God. Y'all don't even know what's coming, and you're worried about not giving garbage to your children. If you love your family, then y'all need to sit down. You don't know what's coming in our future. Not eating garbage and sports on television or playing video games is going to be the smallest thing that you have to deal with when trying to fix your lives. They published an 18 study on some of the ICM and I patients. Stay strict on PK diet. Was PK. Epileptic patients, brain cancer, including the doctors themselves, they're able to thrive without plants. John, don't cite a study unless you were in it. You know, I remember I worked with this woman who was doing keto with them. She was at Johns Hopkins Hospital. She was having 25 seizures a day. I worked with her for 3 years. Got her seizures from 25 down to 0. And I was like, is your dietitian and your doctor at Johns Hopkins interested? She goes, not at all. I said, they don't want to know it. She goes, nope. They were having her eat a whole chicken breast. Like, her fats were low and she was eating too much protein. She was doing a bunch of cardio. She kept having seizures. That's Johns Hopkins. So, you know, you can take that study and know where to put it. We need plants to survive when it comes to diamine oxidase. You can live without plants, but you ain't going to get healed without plants. Right? How long was this study for? So you say you can live without plants. How long? You can live, of course you can live without plants, but for how long? Yeah? What if you have a histamine reaction to one of the plants? Or to all, I mean, not plants, sorry, to the meats, to the aged meats, because we're not hunting our own food anymore. So what if you're having histamine? What if you're constipated or loose stool and your just gallbladder won't stop releasing bile? What if you're, I mean, did this study talk about that? No? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not being sarcastic to that person. I don't know who they are. Just reading a comment. Like, people don't contextualize everything. Hey, Stephanie, what the heck is the difference between being in deep state of ketosis versus fat adapted? There's no difference. It's just words. If you're in ketosis, if you're fat adapted, or they say you're in ketosis, you're at a 0.5 ketones. You're not. If you feel good for a couple of hours here and there, and like, I know I was in ketosis when I felt really, really good. That's not really being in ketosis. It's literally balanced blood sugar, no incredible spikes and dips, no dysglycemia, gone, gut healing, strength, anti-aging, gut improves, stool improves, cognitive awareness improves, strength improves, autoimmune disorders improves, all with energy. What's the best carnivore source of copper in food? I read that already. Liver and shellfish. Liver, cool, thanks. Would I get enough from grass-fed organ supplements? No. Real liver. Liver for vitamin C, which I answered yes. Nope, I feel my body wants veggies. This all meat works, but not feeling 100%. I fast for 23 hours. I hope you only fasted once. Don't fast all the time, my people. We're like, oh, but religious people fast and da 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 da. And I was just like, look, we need to talk about physiology instead of, what somebody does for religious practices. Maybe it may be very hard for a lot of us to know what feeling our best would really feel like. Good point. Just a random thought, Stephanie. Good point, Ian. Yes, I've been living in my camper. I read that camper trailer for past 4 years, and so keen on off-grid prep. I'm ready. Awesome, Lisa. Power grid was shot up and taken out where I would live back in November. No power for a week. What? Where I lived back in November for a week. Candles. And now I'm like, there's forever chemicals in our stupid candles. We got to make our own candles now. What if you live in the city and how are you going to light, like a fire can only last so long? You need kindling. I got a ton of kindling on this. In fact, I have so many trees on my land that, someone's like, I'm like, I need to get rid of them. They're like, well, just chop them up and try to make like a wood, like a fire pile out of it. Minimalist living can offer the richest experience of living. Definitely the opposite of that Hollywood stuff you mentioned earlier. Yep. You and I share so much in common mindset wise. I'm 54, only on my own, self-sufficient and happy. Awesome. Horses are the best therapy. Oh my God, the cholesterol goes wacky. So what do you mean about your cholesterol? Because cholesterol is cholesterol. Then you have your lipoproteins. Then you have your high density and you have your low density lipoprotein. So just came off of a 2-month carnivore trip, gained weight, found your channel, and it's trying to trying you suggestions, but still gaining. Oh, you're gonna gain. Gaining weight is about hormones. So I don't know if you try. You just can't go and eat 200 grams of fat and all of a sudden you're gonna have weight loss. The first thing that you're gonna notice that you go from high meat to high fat is that you're gonna feel better if your gallbladder works. If your gallbladder doesn't work, you're going to feel terrible on high fat. But if you're gaining weight, it's because probably you have dysglycemia. And you got to address the dysglycemia before you can lose weight. I started carnivore for a few weeks, switched to ratio 2:1 fat to protein ratio, and began taking HCl with pepsin for what seemed to be low stomach acid. That seems to be working, and I'm more regular now. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, John, I'm not trying to mess. I tried keto, but it didn't work for me. Carnivore plus a few nibbles of my homegrown lettuce leaves is as I'm outside working. So if you're eating lettuce, that's keto. That's not carnivore. You don't have to eat a bunch of vegetables. I know Dr. Berg says eat 9 cups. That's absurd. You just have to have a little bit. Not for the fiber. Well, the fiber can help with your prebiotic fiber. These subjects are real. Where are you going to get the probiotic? If you have leaky gut, you got a dysbiotic gut, and you need some bacteria, and then you take in some kefir, how is that going to populate if there's no fiber in your gut or matrix? How are you going to make diamine oxidase without any plants at all? How are you going to meet that potassium requirement without supplementation. You're not. That's why carnivore can't be done for the long term. I want to get back into tap dancing, but with only, wait, did you say tap dancing? But with only, when I only eat liver, wait, only eat liver, beef organs, 80-20 fat per protein ratio feels great just sitting around. Once I get to tap dancing, I'm completely spent. Check your blood sugar. Oh, sorry, John. I didn't mean to mess with you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like studies anymore. I think studies are, not all, but most studies are super subjective, funded by the wrong people. They come up with the narratives that they want. I just don't trust anything anymore. And I don't think you guys should either, including me. Oh, so Leanne, when I say plants for DAO production, plants that have fiber, because fiber, what I've noticed is that when people, this is my own observational, this is my theory, some people can't stand when I say this, but working with freaking thousands of people has some type of gravity. People who've gone carnivore tend to start to have difficulties and eating plants again. They used to be able to eat it, and now they can't anymore. Now they start becoming bloated on foods they weren't bloated on anymore, and start to have histamine reactions. So that shows me that people are losing diamine oxidase, which helps take down histamine when they go strict carnivore. They feel great on carnivore. If you take, what is it, no, Michaela Peterson. She felt better on beef, and then she started feeling worse on beef. So then she switched to lamb. So if people are doing an all-meat diet for too long who are dealing with mast cell activation, they're not thinking about things like a B1 deficiency. They may not be eating enough organ meats, or she's eating so much beef that now her histamine has increased, and that means her diamine oxidase has decreased. And so often with people, and I did my own N=1 experiment, and I added plants back just a little bit, and the bloat all went away. Over time, the foods that I was having a bloat react, because I was like, okay, this would happen. I was like, I'm not getting enough potassium on carnivore, so I'm going to add back an avocado. And my stomach blew up. I was like, wait, no, I've eaten thousands of avocados. I am not allergic to avocados. Why am I bloated? So I had to microdose my way back up to being able to tolerate avocados again. And then when I'm going through all these consultations and people are like, yeah, I did carnivore, and then I ate some plants, I got bloated on what I used to be able to eat. And I was like, wait. So people are eating anything. Lettuce, avocado, small amounts. And then as time goes on, they now can start eating foods that they weren't able to eat anymore, which means a increase of diamine oxidase. Some people can't do egg whites. Some people come with leaky gut. They do carnivore. And if they go and they find the plants that they react least to, the lowest histamine foods in their body's reaction, which sometimes ends up being like asparagus, and all of a sudden they start microdosing these back up, all of a sudden they can eat now this food, and now they can eat eggs again, and now they can eat avocados again, and now they can do this again and that again, where they lost the ability to eat these plants. So it must have something to do with the fiber, because it doesn't matter what plant it is. If it has fiber in it, their diamine oxidase production has increased. Now that's logical. That's not a laboratory funded study, but that's just logical. If I'm working with a lot of people and it doesn't matter the food that has the fiber, it must be the fiber and not just the plant, because plants have different micronutrient breakdowns. You mentioned a while back that it's important to cook veggies. That's because a lot of people have histamine to the plant chemicals, right? They've got the phytic acid, or they've got the goitrogenic effects, or the salicylates in these plants. And when you cook it, you cook down some of these plant chemicals. It's the defense. And then, people who've got thyroid issues have a problem with raw vegetables because of the goitrogenic effect of blocking iodine from getting into the thyroid gland. Let's see, TG up and HDL low, everything. I guess your triglycerides are up and HDLs are low. Everything else is also high. Doctor thinks I'm crazy with carnivore. She doesn't get it. Tony, don't listen to your doctor. By the way, what's your blood sugar and what's your insulin? Because that's most likely the problem. You're mostly having a glycation, a damage to the lining of your cells, an inflammatory reaction. Advanced glycation end product, what's your insulin? It's not the meat, sorry, or the fat. I live in the city that gets very polluted when the wind gets when the wind is low. Also, there's a steel works in Port Talbot, and if the wind blows from the direction, pollution gets even worse. I know. I used to live in Hollywood. When I went to Hong Kong, I was like, wait, the sky is freaking brown. Like, whoa. Like, that scared the living daylights out of me. And then I went to Thailand and to Cambodia, and the sky was still brown. And all that pollution from China was going over to these other Southeast Asian countries. And I was like, and then I went back and I looked at the skies in LA, and I was like, oh my goodness. We were just toxic soup. Yep, I hear you. I guess the keto I was on was a lot of almond flour. Yeah, Maria Emmerich and Leanne Volger, all those people who did keto and the Keto Connect, they were doing a ton of inflammatory foods. It's so weird because Maria was pushing keto hard with just like swerve and chemicals and la la la, and now she's the carnivore woman. It's very bizarre. No matter how good my diet gets, I really ill. I guess you feel ill when the pollution is bad. I've been planning to buy some land in Ireland. Oh, you live in Ireland, where the air is a lot cleaner. I think about this 24 hours a day. Yeah, I would do that. My fasting blood sugar is 83. My ketones are 2.5. I'm 5'7", 107. Why are you giving me your stats, John? It's great, and I'm not trying to sound rude. I'm just going to straight to the point. I'm kind of blunt. It's great. I found your channel, and I listened to all that you have done to get out of the city. Also, your horses are great. I enjoy seeing them in some of your videos. Thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised my big horse Thunder has left me alone in this live stream. Thank God. Oh God, he hears me talk inside, and then he wants me to come outside. I'm back and forth to you every time I listen to others. Now I'm back to you because last diet I took got having problems on histamine. Okay, sorry. I know people write fast, and then when I read it fast, and then I mess up, and then y'all mess up. The woman I had today, she's like, I didn't want to book a consultation with you earlier. I said, why? She goes, because you said to not drink coffee. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm not booking with that woman who tells me I can't do anything. And a lot of people do that. They stay away from me because they don't like, I seem too extreme in their mind. By the way, you guys, I'm working on my challenge. You cannot sign up yet. I'm working on this stuff, and I'm working my ass off. But, oh, Lord have mercy. After I get done with this live, which is why I'm doing it earlier, I'm going to be working on this course. I'll announce when it's ready, and I'm going to cover all 3 diets because I don't think that I should push keto alone, because I know that some people have severe hypoglycemia or thyroid problems, not thyroid problems, gallbladder problems, and cannot do high-fat keto. And I want to teach people how to do carnivore in a more safe way and utilize carnivore as the ultimate anti-inflammatory elimination diet. Let's see. Glucose 95, too high. Yes. It's not high if you're eating carbs. It's too high if you're not eating carbs. I develop histamine reactions to pork, chicken, and cheese while on carnivore. Let's screenshot this. Yes. Hold on. Exactly what I'm talking about. You guys don't believe me? You think I'm talking shite? Okay, I bring up a subject and somebody brings up in the live and says, I develop histamine reactions to pork, chicken, and cheese while on carnivore for 4 months. Horrible. blood pressure dropped, very scary, feeling almost like a panic attack. Okay, first of all, people's blood pressure is dropping. I did a video about this like 3 or 4 videos ago about the freaking horrible thing of low blood pressure on Carnivore. And then I'll get somebody in the comment section, I did Carnivore for 2 years and I do feel amazing. Look at the people who don't feel amazing. They outnumber you like a bazillion to one. Yeah. So I developed histamine reactions to pork, chicken, and cheese while on Carnivore for 4 months. Horrible! Blood pressure dropped. Very scary, feeling almost like a panic attack, but it was histamine. So the blood pressure drop is also from electrolyte imbalance. So many people are like, no, I drink enough water. I'm like, it's not about your water. It's about your water and your minerals, or anything else like Carnivore and coffee, or anything where you have a diuretic and you're losing minerals, or leaky gut. Anytime I go under 80 carbs a day after about a week, I get extremely bad POTS, which is postural blood pressure, high anxiety, and feeling dizzy and weak. I'm assuming it has something to do with hypoglycemia. Your POTS is probably, anytime I go under, yeah. And probably you don't balance your sodium, potassium, and water enough. I bet you it's the combination between both. Back on keto, all is good. No histamine reactions. Awesome! Love to hear that. Wanted to tell you it was you who convinced me to add 1 avocado a day to my diet. I'm thinking I'll add 1 sweet potato before tap dancing. Perhaps that'll get me through the hour of dancing. So John, if you're having severe adrenal issues, if you're doing keto, either your fats aren't high enough or you're not absorbing them. I don't know if your poop's floating or not. Also people who have a hard time on Carnivore or keto, it's not going to hurt you to either do some low glycemic for the short term at least, or for the long term, sweet potato, white rice, parsnip, maybe red potato in small amounts, and your garden variety of vegetables that don't have a lot of anti-nutrients in them, to tap dance again. So let me see, how do you cure dysglycemia? Eating every 3 hours and going to bed early and getting your cortisol down. Don't drink coffee. Love you, Steph. Thanks for all that you do. I have learned so much. Thank you so much. I can't say your name because it looks like it's in, I don't know what Asian country, but thank you. Love you, Steph. DGG says thank you. To do high fat, do you still have to be within your calorie range? No, it's not about calories, Paula. It's all about your gallbladder, your stomach acid, right? Your body's ability to produce diamine oxidase. I mean, not diamine oxidase. I keep doing Freudian slips. To do lipase from your pancreas, to make lipase, and your gallbladder. If your body can, if all those organs are doing well, you can pound down the fat. It's all good. All right, thank you everyone for joining this live. I'm so surprised Thunder hasn't bugged the crap out of me. I don't even know what time it is. Let me see if it's dinner time. It's almost dinner time. For those who have not, like up the stream, my peoples. It helps to bring people to the lives. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more until Thunder starts bugging me. That horse is like, thank you. You're so welcome, Lisa. Do you still have to be within your choice right now? Yeah, okay. So yeah, I called this video Triggered because, thank you, Tony, because some people were so triggered off of what I say, and I'm like, if I'm triggered, I just turn the channel. I'm like, y'all need to get the cortisol down. Like, who cares? Like, if you're triggered, I was like, just go to somebody else's channel. People will tell you what you want to hear. I'm not trying to call out individuals because I don't know them enough, but I I don't like when people are doing beef, butter, and bacon challenges without the consideration of your histamine issues with those foods. They're all high histamine foods. And I've had people come to me with this challenge and having issues. What do you do when you know that people are having issues with some other suggestions that people have? Do you go like, not my problem? People are paying for consultations. Do I just ignore them and be like, no, it's okay. I don't want to be like a meanie, so I'm not going to criticize some of the advice that you guys are getting by eating as much protein. The whole priming thing got me really, really pissed because I'd get so many people with back pain, right? Kidney pain, problems with their bladder, kidneys, their gallbladder. I really want you guys to do well. I think that being around people, when I have people in the chat like, oh, the woman's like, oh, I live in my RV and I'm doing great, it makes me feel excited that there's hope for humanity. When people get not to hurt themselves, like they're not intermittent fasting, this desperation, this absolute desperation to lose weight. It's like, it makes me so happy when people start finding the simple things in life bring them happiness. To deconstruct the clutter out of your mind in the home that you live. Although I do have a lot of bit of these Hobby Lobby plants up in here. I'm like, do I have too many Hobby Lobby plants? Almost 2 months on carnivore and stomach still super bloated. How long may it take to improve leaky gut? Now this is very interesting. Okay. This is very interesting. I should do a separate video about this. I'll comment about it now, and then I'll do a whole video about this leaky gut thing. Okay. The body's ability to heal has a lot more to do with than just taking a Dutch test or stool test and taking a probiotic and doing a carnivore diet. You have to equate what is your toxic bucket? And I think I'll write that down as like a video title, because if your toxic bucket is full, right? Like the glass full, if the toxic bucket is full, but you do everything right, it could take you years to balance. Because let's say you're eating everything right, but you're near a tower. You're near one of these towers. Okay? So you're getting heavily. Thank you, Lisa, for donating to the super chat. Appreciate it. So if you're living near one of these, especially if you're living near one of those types of things, then that might be that toxic load where the body's like, I'm sorry, I won't heal. I'm getting too much, technology waves coming at me. And it could be the maker, not the maker, the breaker of you not being able to heal. Just not. And then if you don't get enough circadian light or vitamin D is a huge one. So you could do carnivore, you could take all of the freaking glutamine, and you're not going to heal. You're going to plateau. How many people plateau? We plateau. The gut must have a rebalance of bacteria. It's not just about diet. At some point, I hate to say it, you got to get a probiotic in that gut. Yeah. You also need a diversity of food, because that creates a diversity of bacteria in the colon. So I am loaded in dirt all the time. I am loaded in dirt with no pesticides all the time, right? So I'm getting the earth soil on me, right? I kiss my horse's face, right? I'm getting bacteria from my horse in me. And then, so I'm getting all this nature amazing bacteria. And then then I have to get some, and you have to be, You have to really be safe with any probiotics or fermented foods. Fermented foods are the worst. They're so loaded in bacteria that if you have really bad leaky gut, it could just make things worse. So if you start with a low culture count, I think like the bifidobacterium, you got to make sure you don't have too much lactobacillus. You have to find out what your gut needs. Now, Judy Cho gives to me horrible advice about how much protein on carnivore, but I think she gives some good advice about gut bacteria and microbiome. Some, okay, Judy, you give some. Um, to know what's going on with your gut health. Then you have to look at the quality of food that you're eating. So, being here in the South where you're eating a lot of like a deer, if y'all can get deer or if you can get elk wherever you are, so you know where that animal's coming from, right? Like there's a guy right now, he's got a bunch of hogs that he's waiting to mature, and he's like, I'll give you some fresh hog meat. I actually found very close to here, finally, pastured pig. And so I can get like, I just want to get a whole freaking pig. I want to fill up my freezer. I am not going to touch pork in a supermarket anymore, because you know what they do to that pork? Okay, with the M&M stuff. When we're not doing that. Robert Apple. We're not doing that. We're not. They can take that and shove it up their bunghole. I'm not eating their freaking food. They ain't gonna toxify my body. So you have to look where your food is coming from. Then you have to look to see if it's wet age or dry age. Then you have to know where your histamine is at with certain foods. It's so funny. Thunder's coming around now. That horse is like clockwork. His circadian clock is perfect. Is histamine response if my tongue breaks out after eating avocado? Yes. Yeah, pork is good, but they're jagging. They're jagging them with, yes. So, y'all, pork and chicken, supermarkets, Mm-mm. So, we're living in a toxic soup. Even if they go this to the meat in the supermarkets, we can only do our best, right? This is the only thing I can do. I have well water. I paid for an expensive filtration system. I wrote them the check today. I was like, okay, but it's done. Yeah, pork is so good, but yep, we have to say jagging. That's what my Scottish friend calls it. Calls it the jag. At first I was like, the jag? Okay, JAG, sure. Apparently they're doing that to all the meat now, even organic. Yeah. You just gotta find, they're giving Peter all the meat. So I'm doing the full on, like, farm meat. That's it. Sorry. I'm going to my local butcher. I'm so freaking lucky that I've got so many farmers around me here in Tennessee. You know where your food is coming from. Your meat should look busted. Your vegetables should look ugly and busted and mutated, because that's what a real vegetable, well, they are modified seeds, but it's more of what's, not done, made, produced by Frankenstein farms, where they want to just eject all those friggin' foods with just the worst nefarious of nonsense. What are you trying to filter out of your well water? My well has a lot of copper. A lot. They hit a main artery very close to the surface, so the sediments of the earth are, like, I could drink it. It would turn everything red. I couldn't wash my clothes in it. It would make my clothes turn red. The sink in it, that's what they said. They said that they hit water so close to surface of the ground, that there's a lot of copper in it, and that copper would just turn everything. And I don't think it's good to have copper without the balance of zinc. Just like they don't think that way, but I thought, nah, let's get out all that copper. It's too much copper. I mean, it is like the water was brown. Even when I ran it for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, it still was brown. So I was like, put a filter on that biatch. If any stuff gets into the aquifers, at least I'll have like one level. I have a gnarly, the carbon filter is like this long. Oh, it's long and it's about that thick. Okay. You know the thing you have on your sink? A little carbon filter? Mine's a monster carbon filter. So, yeah, no. No, I was like, look, it costs the well, even though they hit it pretty shallow, the well and the filter cost a chunk of change. But I know that every time I drink water or it's on my skin, it's from Mother Earth. If they're doing that, wouldn't they keep it cheap so people would eat it? No, it doesn't work that way, Peter. I'm sorry. The way inflation works is that these producers, these farms, like they need to get paid, right? The cost of the feed goes up. How are you going to, like my animals feed, like when I first got my horse, everything was half the price that it is now. So everything goes up. Is it raining? Thunder! He's outside. Thunder! Come here, boo-boo. Oops. Thunder. Hi, boo-boo. Here he comes. Come here. Here, baby. Thunder. Hi, sweetie pie. Thunder. They're tinted windows, so he can't see me inside. At night he can see me, but in the daytime he can't. Sorry, I had to. Boo-boo. Come here. Thunder. That's why the cost. Hi, sweeties. That's my husband. He's coming to the front door now. That's why the cost of meat goes up. You know, like the truckers who have to pick up the meat, everything, the price of gas goes up, the feed goes up, all of the medications they give the parasites to get rid of the parasites, everything goes up. So that's why the cost of meat goes up. Everything goes up. Everybody, every little person along the way to keep an animal healthy, the price goes up. You know, your utilities go up, the water prices go up, the grain goes up, the fertilizer, getting wet. Like one of the farms I was at in Texas, they have the weeds grow like crazy. This is one thing I couldn't stand. The husband's like, I'm gonna go and spray. Like he would go and on this machine and spray all the weeds, kill all the weeds. I was like, is that safe for the horses? Oh yeah, it's safe for the horses. I was like, no, it's not. No, it is not. You guys be using Roundup on your freaking properties. So do you get it, Peter, that the reason why the price goes up is because the cost of everything goes up? You guys don't understand what's going to happen in our future. Like with the whole BRICK, with all these countries coming together, you don't understand. The dollar will be worth nothing. Nothing. So all of these luxuries that we have, like nobody talks about this stuff. I don't understand. People, help me understand why this is not a part of your everyday conversation. I don't understand. You know, some people are like, what am I going to do about it? I'm like, get on it. Get on it. Start looking for your local farms. Know where your food is coming from. When I go to the local butcher, oh my God, I bought Pasture pig. I bought, I don't know, almost 10 pounds of pork belly. He was charging 4 something a pound. Okay? Like, go to your local farms, go to your local butchers. So this is why I filtered my water. This is why I moved to Tennessee. This is why I've gone through absolute hell to get here. Go our ignorant to the truth. I think it's scary for people to talk about these subjects. I love to be empowered. I love the fact to learn. I love, like, somebody's like, well, how long is it going to take for my gut to heal? I'm like, it's going to heal. But you have to look at everything. Like, our spices have freaking lead in them. Our spices have lead in them. So I was pushing the red mint salt, but then lead has been found in that too. So we've got to go towards the Celtic salt. There's like lava rock, all different kinds of salt out there. When you go to the local butcher, do you ask him which farm? Yeah, right? You can see the farm. Here's the butcher. Here's the farm. Around the friggin' butcher shop. I don't have to go where. I can just look outside, see the animals right there. I go to the farmer's market every single Saturday morning for beef, eggs, and raw milk in Fort Worth, I guess, Texas. My dad's friend gives us venison from Arkansas. That's awesome. And that's what I think people should do, Natalie, is they need to start sourcing their foods better. I was shocked when I saw the report about the heavy metals and spices. I mean, literally, not only is there lead and cadmium in your garden variety of spices and things from your supermarket, but the lead in your plates, in anything that has graphics on it, the Teflon that we cook on, like, that's why I got a stainless steel air fryer. I still haven't used it yet. In fact, there's a company that wants to sponsor me from England. I'm like, but you're from England. They want to do so should I do this affiliate program, you guys? It's an air fryer company that does stainless steel tray, and they want to sponsor me. Should I go for it? See, I'm not. If I was a money making, like, freaking arrogant person, I would have snatched up that affiliate program and start promoting the 10% discount. You know. Oh my God, really? Wow, red mint salt is bad too. Oh my God, yep. Give it a. I gave up. I give up. Oh, I give up. I'll be drinking cow blood. My local butcher sells them. Yeah. Gretchen, there is Celtic salt. It's still out there. It's still at Whole Foods. You can order it on Amazon. But yeah, once we figure out the majority of the toxins, you can try to eliminate them from your diet. I grow almost all my own herbs, but I was buying organic turmeric and at times eating a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits. I got I hope what I used was low in heavy metals. I mean, I'm just doing salt right now. I have my Redmonds, and I'm gonna go to Whole Foods this weekend. I'm gonna drive up to Nashville and get a bunch of Celtic sea salt and be done with it. I don't have to think about it. I have to go, because if I'm just doing salt and avocado and meat and sometimes veggies, I don't got to worry about the glyphosate. I'll do the Celtic. I'll be living good. Then I just got to worry about probably everything in this camper that was made with forever plastic chemicals. What's up, Quida? You know, look, we're not going to be able to get out all the toxins. You know, I keep looking at my mom who just turned 80. I was like, how is this woman not dead? Like, literally, right? She took the box of cookies. She took 2 boxes of cookies. I call it the cookies. It's code word. She took 2 boxes of cookies. She, like, she's been through cancer. She is, the irony is my brother is taking care of her now. He took her up to Michigan and is taking care of her, and I begged him to do it. I was like, look, I live in a camper. I can't take care of her. But Woman's like a Timex watch. She just keeps on ticking. I was like, she's so toxic right now. Well, he actually, I'm not gonna lie, he's doing a really good job of trying to take down her toxic load, because she went from keto to just garbage food. And I would go visit her and I'd be like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? You can't do that. What are you doing? So now they're fighting because he won't feed her any of that stuff. And the human body is amazing. It's like a Timex watch. Some people, you could be so toxic. Like, she was drinking her water straight out of the tap and plastic bottles, and I'm just like, you know, in her home. And just like, I don't know. The doctors were like, her heart's pretty good as long as she don't have any blockages. I became very allergic to all the plant foods found carnivore, then keto, carnivore, raw, but I did get some gout. People say when the body heals, no more gout. Any thoughts? Okay, just don't listen to any of that. You can start slowly introducing plants back. The longer you stay on carnivore, the more difficult it will ever be to go back. You'll have such a bad reaction. You need to again look for things like high in zinc, and get some B1 in there, and get your full B complex, and get your vitamin D and vitamin C to try to heal this issue with not making enough diamine oxidase. Because clearly, if you are having an allergic reaction to all the plants, then there's a problem with your diamine oxidase. And if you develop gout, then you can't do all that red meat. So be very, very careful. Yes, I think that my whole video was about, you know, like, you could ride the line and titrate up in small amounts. The air fryer is good. Take that sponsorship. Okay. You know what it is? I hate promoting products. That's a big reason why I just feel so disingenuous, but genuine. But at the same time, I should, I can get sponsors of stuff that I think can be beneficial to people. Just be careful for the cucumbers, because if you eat too many of them, they can spike your glucose and block your keto adaptation. But yes. Okay, it's time to go. Shall we go see? Shall we go see what my boo-boo is doing? Let me go put on a jacket. We're going to go see the animals, and then peace out. Don't forget to like up the stream, guys. This weather has been so weird. It was hot, and I mean stifling hot 2 days ago, and now today it's cold again. I mean, it's not freezing cold by any means, but it's like in the 50s today. Just a small amount peeled. Yeah. Okay, let's go say hello to Thunder. Ma boo boo. Okay. Woo! Oh. There he is. Yeah. Let me turn this around. Look at him. What's up, boo boo? I had to put chicken wire there because that little effer was trying to open my window with his teeth. See, when Thunder looks from side to side, he's impatient. I know this horse so well. Did you start biting on there? See that? You little shit. See, normally people don't live where their horses are, so the horses can't access, like, I live in a camper. Campers are made out of, like, plastic and cardboard. What? He's really irritated. Side to side, and Thunder he's impatient and annoyed. When he's focused, he'll look dead at you. Extreme left and extreme right is impatience. What do you want, you dirty? Look at how dirty you are. By the way, horses roll so the bugs and sun can't get to them. What? What do you want? You made me put chicken wire on everything. What? Yeah? Yeah? Anybody who's into horses, they're amazing. Donkeys are, see his shadow? Little donkey behind him. That's my new donkey. My neighbor's like, don't get any more. I was like, why? I want another one. And I want another big horse too. What? What do you want? So this is Thunder. He's a rescue horse. He was beating the shit out of him. He was a very nervous horse. What? Let me put on my jacket, Bo. What? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, yeah. You impatient? What? Oh, the head tricks for you. Yeah. 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 So when horses pin their ears back, they're pissed. That's how they communicate with each other. What do you want? What? This side? Oh! See, yeah? It's cold. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. So he knows that I love that he's trying to kiss me in the face. You want to kiss me? Okay. Hold on. I'll put on my jacket. It's ugly outside today. Okay, guys, so this is the well spigot they put up here. These freaking horses are rubbing on it. So I had to go and come up with a contraption. Went to Home Depot to put that on there. This is my family. This is Juno. So Thunder's hungry. He's standing in front of the my Amish shelter. Hi, Juno. This is Juno. You're Juno. Juno. So Juno puts his ears back. He loves to be petted. And this is my little pony. He's a rescue. He was crippled when I got him. He had bone disease of the leg. He had navicular. But I got him so young we were able to correct it. And he only had one eye. Hi, Luca. My little pony. Oh, yeah, my little pony. My little pony. He's the toughest pony. Lulu, she was completely wild, feral when I got her. The reason why I took a wild donkey is because she was free. And I needed a companion for Thunder, and I didn't know I'd end up with all of these guys. There's a difference between Lulu, she's a female, Lulu, and Juno. I called Juno Juno because he came with the name Bruno, and I ain't calling no donkey Bruno, so his name is Juno. And Luca and Lulu. So Thunder wants me to scratch his butt. You want me to scratch your butt? So Thunder also had eye cancer of this eye. The vet said that if I didn't get him to surgery, he would have been dead in 3 months. So he had surgery when I first got him. The people who had him just took horrible care of him. He's got 2 different eye colors. I put up some pens. So I've had to put up chicken wire here. I saw today. Thunder, he wants me to scratch his butt. You want me to scratch your butt? So his booty hole is up here, and I scratch down here because he gets he has a chigger bite down there. But they start biting on the wood. I was like, oh my God, you animals. Did you know? Did you know? Oh, the Juno. Oh, the donkey. Oh, the happy donkey. Oh, the happy donkey. It's a happy donkey. Oh, yeah. It's a happy. He's a happy donkey. Where's the happy donkey? Oh, look at the Junos. Oh, yeah. He's a love bug. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This donkey is so loving. He looks pregnant. Juno, you look pregnant. It's his confirmation. Can you get back? Can you get back? Good boy. There's a little doggy. There's my doggy. Hi. Hi, Junos. That's my doggy. Is it Juno? Hi, there's a little happy doggy. It's a happy doggy. He's a miniature too, so he's a full-grown donkey is almost the size. A giant donkey is almost the size of a horse. Small horse. Hi, hi, Junos. Oh. So back there where Lulu is, there is the creek, which is cool. It's got running water. So I have a creek that runs from way that way over there, and it runs all the way through the fence line. And flip this around. You wanna come on? You wanna come walk with me, boo-boo? Come on, let's go. Tell me, you guys, if it the Wi-Fi zaps out. Come on, Thunder. And there's pretty big deer back here earlier today. So there's deer on my property. As you can see, I have a creek. So most of the year, there's water flowing through this creek. You guys can see. And the two boxes, one is the well, the other one is a filter. They stand about 3 feet tall up in there. I cleared off the land right here. Look at Juno. He's following me. Juno. Mwah. Hey, the Junos. This is Junos. Okay. So this, I'm gonna build the house up on the hill. Look at Juno. Look at you. No, you're so cute. That's my Juno. Aww. I'm like walking. He always does it. He'll put his head on my shoulder. You put your head on my shoulder. Come here. Come here. Ah, come here, sweeties. Hi, Juno. He's so cute. So, up there is where I'm going to build this house. So the very, very peak up there is about 85 feet up high. And then back here is the back part of the property. And I have to cover those well houses because they just make it look ugly. Oh, thank you, Tony. So this is the life. And hey, Bubba's. Well, hi. Thunder's a paint, but he's also mixed as he's a registered walker, but doesn't look like a Tennessee walker at all. And you want to come with me? Huh? You want to come with me? So this is the front pasture. When I got here, the grass was a foot tall, but they have munched this shite down. a lot, so I got to start making it so I can allow the pasture to heal. And these, this is the shelter I built them. It's like a sort of a little barn I built for them, or had the Amish build it actually. Thunder's obsessed with me scratching his butt. What is it, Juno? This is where I live, and I live out. The main street is right there. It's like good and bad. The neighbor, he's the one who sold me the property. It was his childhood property, and he's in his 70s. I had to put this gate here because the horses were Thunder was trying to open the front door with his mouth. So I had to put this here. And as you can see, Thunder keeps wanting me to scratch his butt. He does this quick, sharp turnaround. Thunder, nobody wants me to just scratch your butt. You're so dirty. That's my dream, to find a bit of land in the country. Yes, and get a horse again. You should check out to see if the Amish will build cabins. They do. They'll build better when, yeah, they do. I got everything. I got it all going, my people. We're fixing everything. Oh, we got Luca. Look how small Luca is compared to Thunder. Luca is a mini horse. I know you're hungry. Okay, I know. Stop. Thunder has this obsession now with me scratching his butt. Okay. The Amish shelter, it looks small from the outside. I want to make a cabin. I want to buy another one of these because it's so big inside. I know I'm going to lose Wi-Fi in here, so I'm not going to step all the way inside. I'm sorry. I know you're hungry. So as you can see, most of this meat, not all of it, but most of it is from the butcher. I got my pork belly. Chicken thighs. This is my deer meat. I cut this deer up myself. Liver, beef, ton of beef. This is deer meat. I want to make it so I can barely get my hand in that. What? All right, you guys. I'm tired of boring you. I'm going to go feed these animals. What? What do you want? Thunder, say yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Feed me. Feed me. Side. Oh, side. You side? Side? Oh, Thunder. Can you give mommy kisses? Kiss mommy. Look how big his head is. Kiss mommy. One more time. Kiss. You're such a cute pie. You're my cuter pie. Oh my goodness. And this is my life on the ranch. What, my dude? And he's the boss. Because they're all so small. What? Thunder. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me some food. I'm hungry. Yeah. 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 Good boy. He used to turn his head from both sides. And I got to reteach him that. Side. Side. Thunder. See him? That's typical horse, high horse behavior. Come here. Come here. You side, 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 thunder. Side. Oh, good boy. Side. Okay, guys. Yeah, I know. You're hungry. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining my live. Stay tuned for the challenge. I'm going to try my hardest to make it May 1st. I'm working on it right now. I'm going to feed them and work on it. Comment below on what you want me to talk about. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. You can sign up for my course. I have a course right now. It's only $15 a month. It's subscription based. And so what he's doing, Thunder, that's gentle. Other horses will literally bite the crap out of other horses to make a dominant stance. What? I know. Or you can sign up for a consultation. I'm going to open up new dates tonight. Yeah. Okay. And I'm out, guys. Energy! It's ugly today. I can't wait for the sun to come out this weekend. You know? No. Thank you, everyone. This is what I said. Get out of the freaking cities. You don't have to live in the city. I got 10 acres here. And when I get a Wi-Fi repeater, I'm going to walk back and walk the whole property so you guys can see. So you can see how awesome it is. And I'm out. Peace. Yeah, I know. You're going to get your food. I promise you.